Alright, well, what I'm coming at you with this evening, on a beautiful evening I might add, is just strictly a gear related video. This is an Eberlestock Lodrag 2, best pack that I've ever used, best investment I've made all year long. And I've said that from the beginning. I'm talking like the day I got this thing, I posted and said this is the best investment I will make all year long, and I still stand by it, but I couldn't make the video then because it was still fresh. So this is a 6-month update. Look back at the time of purchasing it, and it's been like 6 months exactly. So I'm like, hey, this is a good time to put this video out. I wanted to get plenty of time behind it. That way, when I do make this video, that I'm coming at you with honest opinions and an honest review backed by some experience so that you felt comfortable should you get inspired in this video and decide to purchase this pack. Should you get inspired to do so, I will have the link to this bag down in the description. Make it real easy on you. Basically tempting you with this backpack and giving you an easy way to give into the temptation. Let's go ahead and jump into how this video is going to run down. So I'm going to cover the specs, details, just like the facts of this bag. And then I will jump into a couple different configurations, how I generally run it 90% of the time. And then I'll set it up into a couple other configurations so that you can get some visuals on how it kind of builds out and get some ideas of how stuff fits in it, where it fits in it, and just what that looks like. We're gonna have some fun with it, but I will have everything timestamped down in the description or in the video timeline, so you can just click where you want to watch. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, I won't blame you, but if you want to do so, I would really appreciate it. I would also appreciate a like and subscribe. YouTube has been killing gun tubers this year. We're down about 75% from last year, so been real struggle bus. If you're here, I really appreciate your support. So let's go ahead and jump into it. It's just some basic facts about this one. This is the military green colorway. Running over it, I've got it loaded out pretty full right now. It's a 37.5 liter pack. You've got multiple compartments on it. You've got your hip belt, as well as the small strap on the chest to cinch those straps in off your shoulders a little bit tighter. Let's go ahead and run over the outer features of it, and then we'll jump into how the inner part of the bag is laid out. So again, it's 37.5 liters, gives you plenty of space to store most things, depending on what you want to do with this bag, whether it's an overnight bag or sustainment bag, what have you. My experience with it is, like I said, 6 months, used it in several capacities. I will say it's a fairly warm bag, coming from a backpacking background somewhat. There's definitely cooler bags to carry on the market, but this bag does carry really comfortably. The hip belt is really wide, and so that sits on your hips really easily. No rubbing or hot spots from the hip belt that I've had. It's got kind of this mesh system that does work somewhat as some ventilation, but again, it's not the coolest bag to carry. Your back is definitely going to sweat. But overall, it carries very nicely. Just beware of that. I mean, I'm in South Carolina in the summertime. We're July right now, and so it's not that big of a deal. You're going to sweat a little bit more than usual on your back. But everything is stitched really, really well. The mesh itself has held up really well. You've got 2 D-rings right here on the straps themselves, because this bag is outfitted with a hydration pouch. So if you want to run a hydration bladder, and then you can use these right here to run that straw down through. The straps are buckled on the bottom, so if you need to get out of it quickly, you can use those straps. Should the bag get hung up on anything, life or death situation, you need to strip the bag really quickly, unhook the hip belt, clip both of those off the bag, you can dump it. It's got several handles on it, which is one thing that I do really like, and they're sturdy handles. So you've got this top grab handle up here. You've also got one on either side. This is really, really nice when the pack is loaded down really heavily and you're getting it off your back. You can unhook or undo, one shoulder strap, kind of swing it around and use these grab handles to pull it off your back. It's also really nice to carry it in like a duffel bag configuration when it is loaded down really heavily and just making a short trip, whether from the house to the car to the range, what have you. I've really, really enjoyed having these handles on either side of it, and it's been it's come in handy more often than not. The straps themselves, the shoulder straps, you can adjust the height. It doesn't look like that is an option. Yeah, you can't do it with the hip belt, but the shoulder straps themselves can be adjusted. You've got several positions that you can do it in. So it's just with this Velcro right here, and then you can move it up and down to fit your torso size. One thing with backpacks, like I said, I've got a little bit of a backpacking background. You want to make sure that you fit your pack. You want to load it up with a pretty close weight to what your operating weight's going to be, and then you want to fit this thing, walk around in it, make sure you're not getting any hot spots, whether on your shoulders, your hips. You want to make sure that hip belt is hitting you in the hips. You don't want to carry it up on top of your waist. You want to make sure that this is sitting on your hips. Moving around, again, on either side, you've got a bottle pouch or whatever you want to stick in there. You've got some stove pouches right here, and then it does have two straps. You got one at the top, one on the bottom. Generally, I'm using these for either a tripod or a second rifle or shotgun. But again, that is on either side. You've got the two straps, one at the top, one at the bottom, so that you can secure your items. And again, you've got the pouch right there. And these are bungeed, so you can cinch these pouch tighter or loosen them up depending on what you need to stow in them. Up top, at the entrance of the big feature of this bag is the fact that it's got the rifle scabbard. One thing that I do like is you have these straps right here to make sure that the rifle doesn't come out. Also, one perk to these right here is once you've got the rifle scabbard unfolded and you've got a rifle in there, if you ever go to set the bag down, if you don't have these clipped, then the bag will slide down the rifle itself and the bag will be on the ground and the scabbard will just be kind of bunched up. So this keeps the rifle from being pulled out. You know, if you fall or drop the bag, the rifle's not going to fall out. But it also, once you do go set the bag down and you've got the rifle in the scabbard, you can set it down and these straps right here will catch on the rifle itself. Keep the bag off the ground. The bag won't slide down and, you know, you lose all of your organization. It's just an extra little feature there, or an extra little perk with this feature that I do appreciate greatly. As I mentioned just now, the main feature of this bag is the scabbard. And I like that you can stow it out of the way, so it just folds up and you've got those buckles when you're not in use, and it just unfolds right there. And now you can drop your long guns in it. Still works perfectly fine without deploying the bottom of it, and we'll get into that in just a little bit with different setups. I have used it in that way and it works perfectly fine, even if you're not using a rifle. But I do like the fact that you can fold it up out of the way and it just tucks inside of itself. So when it is not in use, it's just out of sight, out of mind. One thing on this bag that is super duper cool that I wasn't even aware of when I got the bag, and I found out later, was it is actually got its built-in rain fly. So it's right here on the bottom. You pull that out and you've got a rain fly that is built in. So should you come upon some bad weather, you throw that right over top and you can keep all of your stuff dry. Thankfully, I've not had to use this yet, but I'm sure that it's only a matter of time. Obviously, if you've got a rifle in here, not gonna work completely. You know, you're not gonna be able to keep your rifle dry, but it will still work with a rifle in there. As you can see there, the scabbard's still open. But that's just a really nice feature. It doesn't weigh anything extra. Doesn't take up any extra space in the bag. They've just got a little built-in compartment for it. So it's a super nice feature to have. And one that, again, I wasn't aware of when I was actually looking at getting this bag. I found it after I bought it and was pleasantly surprised at it. It's also a really good color, keeping with the natural tones. Again, that's just stowed right here in this bottom compartment. It's not permanently attached. It's just attached with this little carabiner clip right here. And you just stuff it right back up in the bottom of the bag, zip it away. Again, out of sight, out of mind. It's there if you need it. If you don't need it, it doesn't take up any extra space, no extra weight, and you'll never know any different. So now jumping into the layout of this bag, I'm gonna flip around so you can get a top-down view and get a good perspective of it. So looking at the bag from the front, you can see that you do have some webbing here, as well as on the hip belt you've got 2 rows of MOLLE, and then you've got 2 rows of MOLLE on either side of it. So should you want to run any of Eberlestock's attachments, you can do so. And then, as I mentioned, you've got some loops here on the front on these 2 pouches. Again, what I've got in it right now is just from my current configuration, and this may change. But you've got this front zipper pouch right here. Just easy, quick to get stuff in and out of. Right now, I've got a koozie that has turned into an optic sunshade. I've got an arm board from Sun and Shadow, 2 field notebooks, and some dope cards, as well as a headlamp. Just, you know, just kind of small admin stuff. And then right behind there, you've got another compartment that opens up much bigger. Here's Sun and Shadow tack table, bang bag. I've got my bino harness in here, and then I'm actually running a spotting scope as well. Now you see this is run up inside of there. Just hold on 1 second, I'll show you how this lays out. You've also got this top compartment here. It's a little bit smaller. And so in here, I've got 2 sets of hearing protection. I've got some shades, as well as some clears, you know, shot timer, balaclava, just basic, you know, summertime range stuff. And so within inside this pouch, you've also got this section here, which is just a small little zippered mesh divider, and there I keep just a little bit of gun oil. Now behind this one, you've got your second compartment, and here I've got my trigger cam. But here's what I was talking about, running the spotting scope. So you can see this on either side right here. The neat thing is with this bag is, if you want to, you can run it as 2 individual sections. So as you can see here, I can close it in, and now I've got this section here and then this top section. Or you can remove the divider and it opens up into just one large compartment. So you can really outfit it to what you want to do. Obviously, I've got it running half and half so that I can fit this larger spotter in there, but still utilize the divider up top to store other things. So again, you can just kind of outfit this how you want to, especially with this very large compartment that can be divided off into 2 different sections. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you do have a hydration bladder compartment in here with the stow strap to keep it pulled up to the top. And then you've got a straw or a hose hole on either side of it, so whether you want to run it on the right or the left side, you can do so. So now that's the compartments of it. You've got an idea of what all can fit in it. This is just generally what I'm running in it. It's my basic like range stuff, just getting to and from the range. Again, you know, shooting bag and tack table, binos, spotter, eye and ear protection, balaclava, trigger cam, what have you, maybe a couple magazines, and then arm board and what have you. Now let's go ahead and build it out into a couple different configurations so that you can get an idea of some different ways that you could run this depending on your scenario. Now here you would have like your assaulter pack. Just kind of like your average everyday, what I think most people are going to be looking at this for. This is one of the primary roles, if you will, of, again, what I think most people will be looking for. So you can see that everything carries really well, carries nicely. Let's go ahead and throw it on the tailgate and run over how it's set up so you can get some visuals. So now, obviously, primary rifle is going to remain on my person. And then, obviously, you know, here's some water running in the side pouch. And this front, you know, admin pouch, if you will, You know, maybe some field notebooks, some extra magazines, headlamp, balaclava, just packed in there. And then in this main compartment, you know, something along the lines of, you know, maybe some medical, some shelter, maybe some sort of small support shooting bag, your food, and then here we've got a tack table if I want to run that on the tripod itself. Up top, this right here, you know, your eye and ear protection, of course, gun oil, and then in this top compartment, it is large enough to fit a helmet, so whether ballistic or bump helmet. This is just a bump helmet from Ballistic Armor Co. But this top compartment does fit that rather nicely. Obviously, you know, you can run tripod in this side compartment, and then right now in the scabbard itself, I've got this short barrel shotgun, you know, for your breaching activities, should, you know, you feel the need to do so. But this configuration is very, very easily managed. It's very easy to carry. Everything's stowed in there and organized very nicely. And I think this would be, you know, kind of an average loadout for this pack. So let's go ahead and jump into another one. Now this is a little bit more in line with what I had in mind when I bought it. So for me, this is more so for hunting. But in the tactical space, this would be like a sniper configuration. Not running two rifles, although you could very easily, you know, I could run this in conjunction and carry, you know, this 12.5, this is lead and steel 12.5 with an LMT Ion 5.56 suppressor on the end and a Meprolite 1-8, just for the curious minds. But I've got my bolt gun. This is a 20-inch 308 with a full-length size can. You can see how that fits. Now the stock does fold, but just for viewer perspective, I've got the stock, you know, locked in the fixed position. But you can see that it doesn't stick up much at all. I've got a tripod, but let's go ahead and throw it down on here and take a look at how it's packed out inside. So all the same, obviously, run water. Let me pull this bino harness off because it's hot. Now, obviously the same, running water right here in the front pouch. You know, here's where got some extra magazines stored. Field notebooks for writing stuff down. Move into the larger compartment, and here, tack table, shooting bag. It would be, you know, representing like a food ration pouch, spotting scope. Up here in this compartment, here's bipod, iPro, and a thermal. And then right here, suppressed Ruger Mark IV, because you might need to do ninja things. And then obviously the main piece right here is this bolt gun. This is my Kelbley 308, again with a full-size can on the end. You can see how well that carries. Obviously I could have folded the stock and it would have been a little bit less of a snag hazard, but just to show you, even with the stock extended, that scabbard's got plenty of room for your full-size rifles. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I represented the bag well and gave you some good visuals and perspective on it, and you took something away from it. I cannot say enough good things about this bag, and I look forward to running it for years to come. Again, if you want to purchase it, I will have the bag link down in the description. Just to give you a quick way, there's a bee flying all around you right now. Alright, again, I'll have the bag link down there in the description. Just give you a quick and easy way to go check out the details, or if you want to purchase the bag, you can do so there. Let me know how you would run this, in what capacity. Obviously, just with the nature of things, I'm generally running this as it was in the very opening. With just equipment to get me to and from the range, running the I'll have the rifle in the scabbard that I'm using for today's video or whatever I'm filming that day. And then all the ammo, what have you, loaded in there. But I did buy it with the intentions of mainly using it for hunting, and I have done so. You know, night hunting and that kind of stuff is really easy. Being able to pack everything in one bag, run the rifle, thermal, batteries, Fox Pro, all that kind of stuff in one bag. I'll use it for deer hunting this fall up in the mountains of South Carolina. being able to throw the rifle in there and get through all the brush and crap hands-free is going to be really nice. And being right there, like 37.5 liters, it's not too big, not too cumbersome to where I'm got just a lot of open space. Be able to throw a couple layers, maybe a jacket in there, some food, some water, the rifle, tags, binos, that kind of stuff in the pack, and just be able to carry it in on my back is going to be really, really nice. And that was the main priority, as I mentioned earlier. Bought it with the intentions of using it for hunting. So one thing that Eberlestock shines on is they are, like battlefield to backcountry type stuff. So whether you're hunting or you're in the tactical space, their bags are designed to fit your needs. Again, I have Eberlestock, specifically this bag linked down in the description, but that will be the link to their website. I think that's all I have for you. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next one.